You ready? We're back for another video.
Man, I'm powerful, bro.
It's a powerful clap. What's up, man?
And it's
Kevin.
What's up?
That's the man. Can't forget the K's. So, yo, we're at
You get one though.
Yo, stop.
You said it. You started it. You started it.
All right. Yo, okay, so this video looks pretty interesting. Honestly, there was a whole bunch of videos we could have covered, and we didn't know what to do. So this is the one. Why people describe racism. What a beautiful start, Kevin, with that little joke of yours with this video.
Oh, wow. Look at the connect.
So we both haven't seen this one, so we don't know what to expect. However, it seems very interesting. So let's see how that goes. Let's see how it goes. Should I make it full screen?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
So, you're blind, you must not be racist, right?
I am racist.
Whoa, what an interesting start.
My name is Jacob Kamaunu, and I am a restaurateur.
My name is Mike Mello, and I have light perception, so I can tell like the lights are on or the studio lights are on, but I can't like see anything else.
I can't see anything, no lights, no color, anything.
Hey.
Totally dark.
Well, for the people.
I know.
No.
I would like to think that I'm not. However, there are those stereotypes that have been instilled in everyone.
I am
Interesting.
racist because I think every white person is racist. I participate in institutions, like I benefit from capitalism, which was built on slavery and racism.
I've experienced racism, but I don't let it bother
Yeah.
me. I think
I'm very
this is the
intrigued.
first liberal racism.
This is the first one. I was shocked when she said that.
Yeah.
Normally, people don't say that's racist, even though it is.
But I
she's
see where it's
honest.
coming from. I see where it's coming from.
I
That's
totally
honest.
listen.
Yeah,
I
that's
totally
honest.
see her point,
Yeah.
and she's free to feel how she feels. But it's just very surprising to see that someone's actually honest about that.
So, so racism, right?
Racism.
What does that mean to you?
Huh? Oh, what does it mean to me?
Yeah.
I guess
What does it
it's
mean
just,
to be racist?
What does it mean to be racist? Well, if we're not actually Webster, then it's just being discriminative towards someone based on their skin color or race.
Okay.
I feel like that's a pretty good definition if you ask me.
Yeah, it generalizes me too. It was just that the reason I asked this is because when it comes to the building up of America, right?
Yeah.
Like, it was definitely a lot more to the financial significant advantage
Yeah.
to using like black people as slaves
Yeah.
more than racism in my personal opinion. I know it, don't get me wrong. Like, if I was a percentage, I'd put like a good 40-50%.
Yeah.
Right? And over the centuries it's probably gotten worse because that's just the way things are. If you
I
let-
see what
if
you're
you
saying.
let- Yeah. If you let things like persist, it gets worse. I get it.
I see what you're saying.
And yeah, because for the most part, people really just want when people wanted to free slaves, it wasn't like they belong there. It's like we need people, and we don't like this is our money saver. This is like how you telling me you're giving me something for free and I'm gonna pay for it. But don't get me wrong, it's very interesting to hear her say that. First of all, I didn't expect this.
I wasn't expecting it either.
I didn't expect where it came from. So that was really cool. Yeah.
allowing it to affect me gives them the upper hand.
You can't just sorry. Yo,
What's up?
All of them have like they don't really have much eye movement, right? Like you can tell some of them really can't open their eyes properly. Some of them have
Okay.
like, yeah, that guy that was wearing glasses, I saw his eyes. I was like, yo, what you faking it? Really? Because like his actual like he saw his pupil and actually moved. I'm like, whoa. But I realized, wait, yo, you can be blind and like still move your eyes. That's hard.
No, it's funny.
Yeah, because you saw all of them, bro. And then you saw him like this, and he was like, whoa.
Yo, you're
Kind of
crazy.
imposter, bro.
That's yo, this guy's hysterical.
Because I can't see.
Blindness does sometimes take those racial cues out of society, because if I can't tell by someone's voice or accent or whatever, like I have no idea.
I've noticed with a lot of people I meet, I don't really find out what their race is until a while after we meet.
You know, we don't necessarily go around asking, oh, are you black, are you white, you know. You are who you are as far as I'm concerned.
I work with a person who's Japanese, but I would have no idea unless she told me. Like, there's just no, like, cue that I have.
I can pick up dialects and sometimes try to associate them with what race they might be. I wish I could just completely just ignore it, but I can't help it. If I'm walking down the street and I hear a couple of people and they're like aggressively talking to each other, and it's slang and vulgar speech and it's not eloquent, I naturally sometimes think, oh, those people might be black because of their accent. I shouldn't think like that, but there are natural stereotypes out there in the world.
Yo, pause that.
All right, go ahead.
The honesty of this man is very surprising. Wow, that's awesome, man.
I get it.
A lot of people feel that way, blind or not, like even just from hearing it. And he actually said it outright. Good for him. That's very, very brave.
I have no problem with that, mainly because like I was thinking to myself, oh, but like they could also be like Latinos that are thugs or something. But usually like everyone really, funny enough, they all have different types of like slang and
Dialects.
dialect too and accent. So like yeah, it was that was really forthcoming of him to
Yeah.
say it.
I'm just very surprised. Like, you know, channels like this, or just channels overall, it's like filled with people who are trying to like pander to their holiness, you know? But this guy's very honest. I think that's a really good quality to have. And he speaks he has great articulation.
He's very wise.
I don't know if he's wise. I don't
No,
know
for the
what-
way, for knowing like the way he felt and putting it in such a proper way.
Yeah.
In like a very sensitive way in a way. Because like he could have chose to like just go straight and just say it like abruptly. At no point did I feel like, oh, he's saying this
Oh, he
abruptly.
eased into it.
He eased into it.
He did ease
You
into
can
it.
tell, like he definitely eased into it. He knows how to deal with these kind of things. which
Yeah.
is Very
Yes,
nice.
I like the way he speaks. That's what's up, man. Nice.
No.
No, I've had experiences where I've known, a person for probably a year and a half or so, and they never knew I was black. Ironically, this was another black person. It was like, you're black? And I was, yeah, I'm black. So.
I believe there's racism within the blind community because there's racism everywhere, and the blind community is no exception.
I think it's their upbringing, how they were raised.
I grew up in North Idaho.
That was funny.
I wasn't exposed to a lot of people from different cultures.
Yeah, it was funny.
when I
Like
grew
I
up.
actually like the black dude actually has like, well, this is from my experience from hearing. Like I noticed like black people, not all of them, but like they morally like tend to have like a deeper voice.
Yeah, he has a very
Yeah.
soft voice.
He has, yeah. So like, if I was also a blind person, I really wouldn't know how to. He could be anything. Honestly. Yeah.
He also, you know what's crazy? All these people,
Yeah.
they all look like nice, normal people.
Oh, most definitely.
Interesting.
Yeah. You could
And they're all
tell.
blind. Do you feel like do you think that has something to do with it? Like they're all blind, and like this is like the first video we've ever seen, like outside of the YouTube channel, where all the participants seem like good people. I think I can say that confidently.
I feel like this is the one time where them going for a niche really didn't directly mean that they're going for people that are messed up. Because
Yeah.
you got like they kind of go for like the people that are in need with $1,000, whether it be high schools or college students. Sorry, high schools or adults, right?
Yeah.
Whether it be all those people in past relationships and blind dates, right? That's
Yeah.
the niche. That's the gimmick of the
Yeah.
video. This one, just because you're blind doesn't necessarily mean you're mean. So they ended up just getting normal people. And this is how normal people are. The
Yeah.
majority of people are good.
Yeah, of course. I think
Yeah.
that's fair. We're normal.
And I'm glad that like the way society is now, like it caters to them so much where like you couldn't even tell. Like if we were just on a phone conversation, I would not be able to tell.
I don't know, man.
They're so assimilated into society.
I agree with that. It's just what you said previously about like, since they didn't get like a crazy niche, they're not like. But at the same time, it's so interesting because even with like a normal group of people, there's always one person that stands out to be completely like, I don't want to be around this person, but all of them like seem like normal people. That's just very surprising to me. That's all I was really.
So do you think being blind necessarily puts you in that state where you kind of have to be more?
I don't know if that's it necessarily, but it just seems like all these good people have in common is like them being blind. I just find that interesting.
Yeah.
Because from other videos we've seen, like people are like completely like the subject's a very normal subject, but there's always like a few people who are like, oh my god, this person's embarrassable.
Definitely.
That's all I wanted to
But
say.
also, I feel that, like, if I was blind, I definitely would feel like even more humbled than I would be now. Only because, like, not to say you're burdening other people, but for people to deal with you, it definitely takes a certain amount of like, patience, right?
Yeah.
So I appreciate them even doing that. So I definitely feel like being blind would not definitely, but like somewhat feel that being blind would also make someone like a little more calm, a little more humble.
fair.
But that's not always the case, obviously.
Yeah.
Exceptions to every rule.
With my dad, who was pretty racist in the term I want to use, but pretty vocal about identifying people by their race. Like, it's just how he grew up.
I'm from India, and
I
my
know.
dad, he's
Hashtag me too.
different complexion, and they got married each other, and they are like a pretty, happy couple. And it's a good example for us,
Do you want to pause that? I think we can touch on
If-
something like that, where like for you, the coolies, and then for me, like the Punjabis, like the people in India, right? Since they're okay, so I'm not too familiar with the geography of the races in India. I know they're broken up into like different areas, like Gujarat, New Delhi, this and that.
Yeah.
But they're all Indian, right?
Yeah.
So there's not really like a race kind of thing for the most part. Like, isn't Sri Lankan almost the same as being like?
Nah.
It's a race thing,
I
right?
feel like I don't know.
The point of what I'm trying to say.
I might know a little bit more than you, only because like I know for a fact it's like a mainland compared to like Sri Lanka is definitely like, even though it's near them, I definitely know they view them differently.
Okay. Well, the point is like they're all brown. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
So it's so interesting, like
Complexion,
even over there, like something as small as like a different complexion can make them like a racist.
Yeah.
What she said, like it just really struck with me.
Has that ever happened to you?
Not
you,
me.
but like within your family.
I'm not really too certain about my family, especially not my immediate family. Like they're not like that, but in just terms of hearing, like from when you're younger, you hear stuff or you'll hear say from outside or like on shows.
Yeah.
When I used to watch Indian shows with my mom back in the day, you would hear like that complexion racism.
Okay.
It's so interesting. Like even though like you guys are brown, you're just a darker or lighter brown. You're still like discriminated. And I just find that very interesting.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I remember back in Trinidad where like my parents they saw like someone's wife and they were like, oh, like she looks like really dark. And my mom was like, no, she's Indian. It was like, and they didn't have no problem with it to some extent, but I could see that like, okay, like they like that complexion almost assimilates them with like something bad.
Yeah,
I see. It's just pretty messed up to see that.
Yeah.
In general, like I feel like a lot of immigrant parents, they grew up like that. Like you really can't blame them for it. But obviously, that's nothing compared to like real like output of racism.
Yeah. It's just so weird. Like what's the stereotype over there? Like stereotype, of course. But in India, you're all brown. So like, what's the stereotype?
Remember, man, like that spectrum just gets a lot smaller. That's it. Now you're looking at like if someone's caramel, if someone's like dirt brown, it's like.
Yeah, I feel like it's interesting.
Like a wife, like I bet, like just because the way so much old, not even old, but like so much like Asian and European cultures are, it's like the lighter like a wife is, the more of a potential bride she is. Like let's say the more fairer skin. That's always been a thing. That even before the introduction of white people. It was
in China, bro.
Yeah.
In China, like it was huge for them to be like practically like white, like even whiter than white people, like the actual color white.
Oh yeah.
Like in China, that was a big thing back in the day.
For it.
The issues I've seen the blind community kind of take on, maybe they tend to be more like white issues. One thing I haven't seen the blind community collectively work on is housing justice. And I'm complicit in this too, right? Because I'm a blind person, right? So I could be the person to organize, and I'm not.
People who are blind
Yo.
come in all shapes, sizes, economic backgrounds, beliefs.
So on. Wait.
You want to finish? There's like 10 seconds left.
Oh, true.
Yeah,
Sure.
might as well just finish it with a closing statement.
And some of them are racist. That's something that we, as a society in general, blindness excluded, need to work on being better at.
Merry Christmas. All right.
Yeah, cool. My question was, she.
Is that about housing?
Yeah, that's what I was still confused about.
Yeah. I don't know what that is.
Oh no. Maybe like accessibility, probably.
Possibly.
Cause like like from little things like having braille on like the floor by like right by the entrance to like the stairs, so people know what floor they're on. From little things like that, probably to like making sure like there's handrails everywhere so people like follow the path. And shit.
Yeah.
Right, maybe like voice things that could let you know like what floor you're on. Like, and she said it herself where it's like she still like even though she was discussing the problem, she also said like, hey, like also I could have been the one doing this and I'm not. So like yeah, clearly like she's just basically saying like I'm aware of all these problems, I'm still just a person.
I love her character.
Yeah,
She's a very honest. It seems she's a very honest person. To say how she's racist for not disliking white people, but like for having her moments of like having untastefulness towards them, and admitting that is racist, like that's a lot of respect. I think
what she was saying was more so on the fact that white people built this country on racism. It was the dude that actually said that he feels kind of bad about distinguishing individuals or groups based on what they talk.
No, I'm just talking about the beginning where she said like she does have a distaste for white people for what they did.
For that, for that back,
and I totally understand. That's very interesting. And then and what she said right now, like she could be an activist, but she's not.
Yeah.
And she's not doing it. I'm like, oh wow, she's very honest.
I get it.
I'm very respected.
Like,
She's kind of cute too, you know what I'm saying? But that's beside the point.
I like the eye thing, man. Well,
What is it, Kevin?
okay, so two things. Both her and the other guy, I really like the way they work. Like,
Yeah.
they're very down to earth. They definitely know their stuff. Very informative. One thing I also like about the girl is that this is actually the first, like, you could tell she more stands on a liberal standpoint just from the way she delegates.
Yeah.
And like her views. And it was like, this was probably like the most digestible liberal I've ever seen on like YouTube in general. 'Cause
Yeah.
she addressed these problems, but sad to say, a lot of liberals, what happens with them is like they kind of like go like past the point of like so
Oh,
opinionated.
before you continue, like when he says we say liberal, like we're not like, you know, we're no political side. We have no interest in
Oh,
politics.
yeah, no.
Like I'm no conservative, no liberal, and we're nothing like that. He's just saying liberal in terms of like that group of people who, you know, can be annoying to deal with.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all he means.
Yeah.
Just-
Oh, yeah. Also, like, recently, with like the whole thing of like gender politics and what people can and can't
Yeah.
say, and making like a law. and
That's a
legal
very
stuff.
liberal
Yeah.
thing.
And yeah, it's a very like wide
that's
stance
why,
thing.
you know.
There's even been like there's even evidence of like Russia actually sending people over to push those movements to even like cause more chaos within the country. But
Yeah.
that's way more. Yeah, I don't get into that. Besides that, she like the way she talked, like liberals could use a freaking blind person like
As a
her
lesson, dude.
on,
Yeah.
not on their side, like have her delegate because she talked to digestible. She wasn't pointing fingers. She was just stating the facts and the realization of this current situation.
Yeah.
I felt like there was no emotion, and there's nothing wrong with emotion. There's only a problem when you try to like blame other people. When
Yeah.
you try to get mad at someone that's just part of the system, just like you are. And
Yeah.
I see this so many times. It always pains me mostly when I see Jordan Peterson videos where people come up to him and like it's like he is the reason for all the world's problems.
Yeah.
When in reality, this is a conversation. This isn't a war trial for what he's done.
Yeah.
And he hasn't done anything. It was just really that. I know I went full circle.
It's all good.
Yeah, but I like hearing her talk and also hearing the guy talk. It was almost like a little breath of fresh air to like.
Yeah, they're honest people. I can respect them. I mean that honestly. Good for them. It was a good video.
Yeah, definitely.
It was a good video.
For a video that was 4 minutes 30 seconds, I had a feeling it had worth, but I didn't think it had 20 minutes of worth. So that was pretty good.
The hell yeah. Well, hey guys, nice video. See you
Yeah,
around.
take it easy, guys.
Goodbye.